Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Howdy, Tonzilla Files, and welcome to another episode of Escaping the Cave. Sorry about that. I chomped down some peanuts. Give you a pretty good idea how fun this is going to be today. How out of practice your friendly and congenial Todzilla has become in the last 9 months or so, almost 9 months. Didn't even occur to me not to eat a lot of peanuts just before I started doing this. Oh, sorry. Hi there. How you been? Life been good? It's been a long time since we chatted. Yeah, like I said, 9 months. Last episode was released in first week of March. I think it was March 3rd. Does that sound right? Here it is, November 24th. A lot of things have changed, man. I've purchased a new computer. I got myself a brand new PC back in March with my Biden bucks. I've upgraded my game as far as that goes, and a few other things too. A lot of things been happening around here. The big one is the voice. I'm not sure how this is going to go today. It feels good. I may have to clear it occasionally, but that has contributed to my lack of production. It's not been the only thing by far. In fact, I think I said on the Facebook page at some point here in the last couple of months, I could have been doing this. The voice is not that bad. In fact, you probably can't hear it. I can hear it a little bit. What's wrong with it? It's been weak. That's what it struck me. Very weak. Raspy, like this is what it wants to sound like if I were to put no effort into it. Like I feel like this is what it would sound like if I didn't push any air through my throat, which disturbs the shit out of me. Hold on. So, and this has been going on for, I don't know, probably 2 years. Since 2019, since just before COVID. I've been dealing with this on and off. And it got to the point last year where it just wasn't going away. It was just getting worse. It would usually before it would kind of act like it was weak. Like I said, like a weak voice, like it was because I was underusing it and it needed more, I don't know, exercise or something like that. It would kind of clear up, whatever. I'd have to clear it occasionally, but it would get better. And I could do things with my voice, right? And I noticed last year that stopped, where it's really a challenge. And I can feel that right now, even as I'm talking right now. It's a challenge to really enunciate and to really do the things that I've grown accustomed to with my voice over the last 25 years. Okay? I made a living with my voice for a long time. So I went to an ENT and was diagnosed with a sinus infection. Yeah, but apparently he thinks that whatever was collecting all up in here, doing a YouTube video, so it sounds like I'm pointing at my forehead for you podcast folks. But whatever was going on up here was draining down into here, right? And collecting around my vocal cords and my larynx or something, and that's what he thinks is. Now, the sinus infection has been cleared up for a few weeks, and it's still there. It's still going on. I have a procedure set up. I have sinus surgery coming up here in a couple of weeks. I'm also going to get a septoplasty, get a deviated septum because my beautiful schnoz. I know it's a handsome schnoz, a beautiful schnoz. It looks chiseled. Poorly chiseled. I got a deviated septum, so I got to go get that. I'm going to go get that fixed at the same time, and hopefully that'll help things drain a little bit better, less into my throat, and hopefully my voice will come back. But I got to tell you, a little nervous about this because this just shouldn't be lingering on like this. So, one thing I was thinking about earlier is that rather than being anything, calculating, evil, all that, I now wonder whether Facebook's social media problem is sort of the same as what I've identified as socialism, this delusional and childish naivete. Do those folks who are running Facebook, do they suffer from the same noble, savage mental illness where their religious grade belief in man's and therefore their own divinity, right, produces a stubborn refusal to see dirty human duality with clear eyes. Where socialism blames society and capitalism, technophobes think the algorithm is to blame. How many have asked, hey, do we overestimate the people by any chance? Could it possibly be the people? Are they quite possibly not the enlightened citizenry? Are they the frothing herd? Did anybody ask that question? Now, benefit of the doubt here. It may not have been spin. Zuckerberg and those at Facebook may have actually thought that they were bringing us together into a global town square where relationships, ideas, and sacred democracy would flourish. They may have seen themselves as birthing a digital utopia of democratized opinion rather than hatching a combative hellscape of informational anarchy. I was listening to the Facebook whistleblower on another podcast not too long ago, and much more on that show, Tristan Harris, much more on this guy, what these guys have going on over at the Center for Humane Technology or whatever it's called. Anyway, I got the impression that they still believe that a digital utopia is possible. They consistently sound as though they think the cure to a tech-driven sickness is more, but better technology. Like socialism, they believe globally connected social media just hasn't been done right. And I'm here to tell you there may indeed be no right way to contain this sickness any more than there's ever been a right way to herd millions of people into a heavenly utopia, a super commune without coercion gulags and re-education camps. Fairy tale socialism is incompatible with our fundamentally narcissistic human nature. It's not the system. It's not the algorithm. Finish this sentence for me. It's the people. The religious mind will only devour what it wants to hear when it's, finding itself agitated and in an uncomfortable state of bewildered informational anarchy, drowning in data overload. And unless it's rigorously trained, a human mind is a religious mind. How else do you explain Trumpagoguery? How else do you explain words are violence and my gender voice trumps science? QAnon, the cosmic god of external social justice, on and on. How do you explain all that? The bewildered herds have almost fully mutated into Joan Didion's moralistic madmen. Ideological fanaticism and theological fanaticism are both a kind of religious fanaticism. Except for the advertisements, what we are shown on social media is either user-generated or user-shared, right? Putting content in front of eyeballs does not force anyone to click and consume it, nor does it then force them into believing grade school bullshit. If you disagree and still believe that we're all completely at the mercy of what we see and read, then both enlightened citizenry mythology and noble savage religion break down right there. Both We the People and Rousseau's righteous beast turned out to be hopelessly gullible and clinically challenged. This may be closer to the reality than any of us want to admit. And facing that may solve nothing. It may solve absolutely nothing. It's true. But nothing can be solved until we finally turn around and face it.